if you run an agency, you know how important it is to constantly have a lead flow coming into your agency, because if you don't get any leads, you don't have any pipeline. That means you don't make any sales. And if you don't make any sales, well, then you're going to go bankrupt sooner or later. So I'm going to show you the most common mistakes that I see a lot of agency owners doing on a day-to-day basis, simple by not optimizing their system. And by optimizing these, they can give you an additional 3 to 5 new clients a month, which is exactly what we've done for ourselves and our client. And I'm going to walk you through the full systematic process, the system we have used, and exactly show you the results it has been giving us. Simple by fixing these 3 super simple mistakes. So let's go down here. I draw up this to make it even more smoother and better. Might look a little bit messy now, but let's go through the top 3 lead gen automations mistake. Mistake number 1, it's that people blast identical messages, templatized messages to the same lead list. And that doesn't make it anymore. Like 5 years ago, that would still give you very good results. But as of right now, market has become more sophisticated. You need to add some sort of an icebreaker or personalization, so it looks like at least you've done your due diligence. Because businesses get flooded with outreach messages. Just go into your Instagram, for example, and check your DM. I'm assuming you have 1 or 2 outreach messages to be found there. And you can tell quite easily if they are blasted into a big lead list or if they've done their due diligence to make sure that something in their pitch or DM resonates with you. Same thing goes with cold email or any acquisition channel for that matter. So that leaves a low relevance and poor reply rate, because if you take yourself as an example into consideration, how many cold emails do you reply to? How many cold DMs do you reply to? Or are you more intrigued to answer to them that truly have done something for you? So the fix to this is to add a micro-personalization and segmentation, simple by leveraging AI, and use NADN and make to auto-segment this. And this is exactly how we done it for our clients. If show you here, this is a full NADN workflow which finds, qualifies, enrich, and push them into an AI personalization campaign. So start off by finding leads within the lead criteria that we've decided upon. It checks their websites, check their LinkedIn, check their, well, personal LinkedIn and company LinkedIn, and also their website to see as of what the business is about. Does it align with the offer? Will they be truly suitable? And that's not only for personalization, that also to have a super relevant lead list. So make sure that every leads that come through this is super qualified to lazy targeting. We then even make personalization on all sorts of stuff. For example, their case studies, their pain point they're helping their clients solve. You see, so now we're going super personalized as to what we can truly help with, and then ultimately push them to an instant campaign. So by having this as running as your backspine or backbone in your agency when you do outbound, will have much higher reply rate than all of the competitors, because I haven't seen that many use personalization to this extent. I can name a handful, and I know a lot of agency owners that has been to the game quite for a long time, but still use generic blasting. So having something like this or similar will absolutely fix mistake number 1 to make it more personalized. And mistake, well, it says 3, but let's say mistake number 2, it's weak follow-up and poor tracking, meaning you blast your list, but you don't even know what sticks. Does it work? Doesn't it work? Have you blast 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million outreach messages through either channel? Which sticks? Which works? Where did you get a conversion rate? You don't know because you don't track. And that means leads slips through the crack. And once again, pipeline is lost, revenue is lost. You don't get the amount of sales that you want, because the more sale you make, obviously the more money you make. And this killed the conversion and cost agency a lot of money simple by having a leaky bucket acquisition system. And the fix to this is by strengthening the follow-up and CRM tracking. And how I've done that for myself and my client is through this big bad boy, one of my favorite ones. And what happens here is when I receive a reply from a campaign I built up for me, myself, my client, is that I'm an AI agent that looks through the reply and qualifies the reply and tag them as to which type of reply is it. Is it could you tell me a little bit more about price? Is it could you should talk to my colleague, or how does this work, or is this even suitable for me, or let's set up a call. And you see all the Airtable notes here. That means my CRM gets updated with that information accordingly, meaning I'll have full transparency and full accuracy when it comes to what works, what doesn't work. So I can do data-driven decisions to see what works, what compounds, where should we scale and where should we cut. Because some campaigns, yeah, then maybe a little bit more in this flow, like you book a meeting with me. Some campaigns, truthfully, can be, yeah, I might not be the right person for this. Maybe you should talk to John or whatever. Then it's this flow, and then I get tagged with that. So then I have that information both for myself and for my clients to assist them to make an even stronger campaign later down the line. And going back to the ultimate, what compounds, like all of these systems, they are the sole reason as I'm not having a profitable client acquisition machine. If you don't have a system, which is lead generation mistake number two, compound, uh, that it will make your conversion rate drop. So all of these combined, well, they kill conversion in most agencies, as you might quite imagine. You probably try blasting out outreach messages, haven't gotten a reply, don't really know what works, don't really know what sticks. Well, if you iterate feedback loop, meaning you can see the response from any of these, you have a much easier way to see what truly works. And of course, a weekly automation review workflow. What that means is all the workflow and automations you build in your agency. Yes, it's a build once and let them be for most of the sake, but it's still data. You need to check in so they work on, I would say, at least a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. Kind of depends as to which automation it is. But this is exactly what will help some of our clients with. For example, Sebastian Advantage. He is now booked for 8 weeks, and he's even able to raise his prices due to the high demand that he's now been getting from having a super tight and solid acquisition funnel. Or Asim, who runs FlexType, he added 85K in MRR and completely replaced his ad spend, because client acquisition channel that can cost you the most is ad spend. If you haven't got that lockdown, it can get super expensive super fast. So we decreased his client acquisition and scaled this business through implementing this system. And if you want to have the same system running in your business, click the link down below and I can show you exactly how we can scale your business as well, just as we've done here.